Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how I make the fabric double stack bow. You can make this bow attached to a hair clip, you could attach it to a nylon headband, or you can make a large head wrap. What I do for this bow is I use a rotary cutter to cut my strips, and I've already done so because I don't have a second set of hands to hold the camera for me. So for my strips, I cut them 4 inches, and these ones might be like 4 1/4. So they're 4 1/4, and then I'm gonna have 2 strips. One of them is gonna be, this is gonna be the larger one, and this one is gonna be 12 1/2. And for my second strip, I am using 10 1/2. So there's 2 strips, 12 1/2, 10 1/2, and that's basically going to give you this. So for this bow, I'm going to show you. I actually pinned my swatches to show you how I'm going to do them, because it's going to just be easier when I start to sew them. So I have 2 of them. I've pinned them. There is about 1/4 to a 1/2 inch overlap for each set. Now typically I would just run a quick hand stitch through the fabric, just really quick, but since I have my sewing machine out because I was working on another type of bow, I'm going to go ahead and just run a quick stitch through using my sewing machine. Okay, so I've done sewn through both of them, and it doesn't really matter if it's not the best stitch, if you're not a great sewer, because I know I'm not. It's just a matter of just keeping those secured so that way it doesn't come undone once you sew them together. So now what you're going to do is you're going to stack them, and you're going to make sure you have equal space on each side. And for this one, it's going to be probably about 3/4 on each side. You're going to just stack them on top of each other, and then I just start with my folds. So I'm going to fold up once, fold up twice, because this is a larger bow. I'm going to fold up 4 times. I'm going to start over. 1, those ones are too big. 2, 3, and 4. So there you have 4 peaks, and then I am going to run my needle and thread through. And then just go around a couple times. And then you're going to go ahead and just tie it off. Whoa, what did I do? Hold on. Okay. And there you have a double layer fabric bow. So there are 2 ways to make a crease when you're making this bow. One, you can pinch them together, or one you can sew your crease in. And so you're going to keep that in mind with the 4 peaks. So you're going to go in, out, in, out, in, out, in and out. And that will also give you your 4 peaks. Give it a nice pull, wrap it around, and then secure it off. So those are 2 options for you when you are creating your creases. Okay, and then let's go ahead and finish off this bow. What I use for my center, I use the coordinating fabric or the matching fabric. For this one, I have already secured this nylon hair tie. I do put a small dot of glue so it kind of keeps positioned to where I want it. Now I'm going to be using a piece of fabric that is about 2 inches, and I sort of just fold it so that the pieces are in the middle but not quite to the end, because you don't want to have it the end overlapping when it comes out on the other side. I know some people tie these off or just tie them into a knot in the back, and that's fine if you guys like that style. I personally like a neat edge, and I don't want my client to pull their bow off or have their kid in the back seat of the car with their bow missing or whatever, you know, because they can come undone, and these kids will find a way to pull them off. So I personally like to sew mine, and I just simply start on the inside there, and I'm just going to keep running through. I do shorten it so that way I make sure it has just enough to meet in the middle, because you don't want a lot of excess. And it's not easy. You have to keep a good hand on it and just keep pinching it. And just keep going through. And usually what I do is I'm going to go all the way through, all the way from one end to the other. And you'll see as I get closer to the end, it looks much neater. I know some people do glue them as well, and that's okay. You can choose to do it however you want. And also, I know that I use my sewing machine for the center, but like I said, that's not necessary if you don't have a sewing machine. I typically don't have my sewing machine out, so this is just kind of like a one-off. But so then here's where I'm going to kind of just go back through, and I just go back and kind of crisscross all those previous stitches. Now I am using a stretch knit for these headband or for these bows, and I am going to be offering these in my group, in my crafting group. It's Oh Sweet Baby Boutique, and I will share the link in the description of this video, and I will more than likely be offering a pre-sale. So there you go. I've actually gone, so I went one way and then I came back this way, and now I'm going to just secure it. With a good knot and a double knot. I like to tie mine off twice, and just snip it off, and there you go. I have glitter flaking off there. And that's going to just give you a neat one. Now you can, you know, pull it together if you want it to look a little bit more squishy, or you could use a bigger piece, or you can just gather it in a way that it doesn't look so smooth. But it's totally up to you. You can put some rhinestone adhesive to them, whatever you like. Now this is an unfinished edged knit double stacked fabric bow. I hope you guys find this tutorial to be helpful, and I hope you will subscribe to my channel. And like I said, I will be posting the link to my crafting group in the description of this video if you would like to join. You guys have a great day.